other stuff. So what people don't understand when they talk about hip hop and b-boy and stuff is that, you know, this is something that dance is a way of us getting our anger and our aggression out, and the anger from the stuff that we're seeing in the streets and the stuff that we're seeing happening to our families, our brothers and our sisters. And, you know, if it's not for that, what else are we going to do? You know, we're going to start striking out and fighting each other. So with hip-hop, and I'm sorry, this is off the subject, but I think people need to understand the importance of hip-hop culture. Yeah. Because instead of, you know, going and burning something down, we're putting up beautiful murals. We're using energy for that. You know, since they took out all the music classes in our schools, we learned to make music with turntables and trash cans and all kinds of stuff. And instead of fighting each other, we battled on the dance floor. And so I think it was great to see this brother do this. Came a long way from what we were doing back in the day, but it's great. And so, you know, I applaud that brother for doing that dance performance.
Sure.
So I'm going to talk, we're a little over time, so I'm just going to go over some stuff with around the Know Your Rights thing. We did this last time we did an event similar to this a couple months ago, and so some of the things that I'll talk about, some of you already know, and if you were here last time, you should know. I should give a quiz. But I'm gonna talk about. I can take some notes somewhere. I've kind of put it in a way that people could remember, and I gave it two words that should help people remember when it comes to, you know, knowing your rights. The first one is shut up. Seriously, shut up. Like, you ever watch TV and you see someone, you're like, shut up. Like, why are you saying that? So just shut up, you know? And the other one is simple no. And what I mean by no is, no, you cannot search me. No, you cannot search my car. No, you cannot come in my house. No, I do not consent to you touching me and searching me. So these two basic things, shut up, don't open your mouth, and no. So starting with shut up, real simple. When the police stop you on the street and ask you for your name and ID, some states you have to show that, your ID. But most places, you have to give your name and that's all you have to give. And so do that. Don't, you know, when they start asking you, people don't say, well, I had nothing to hide, so why shouldn't I talk to them? No, you don't even know what they're looking for. So when a cop asks you your name, tell them your name. But then when they say, well, where were you an hour ago? And you're sitting there like, well, I was up at Walmart, then I went to McDonald's, then I went so. You don't know what just happened at those places. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if something just went down in Walmart. And they're looking for someone who fits the description, as they say, and you just said that you were at Walmart, now they got probable cause to snatch you up. So just shut up. Just simple, you know, when they pull you over, you have to show your ID, your license, your registration, your insurance. Show it to them. Sometimes they might make you get out of the car. Has anyone, well, let me say this, just with this crowd, has anybody ever felt like the cops like went too far with you? Not necessarily beat you down, maybe beat you down, but not necessarily, but did something that you don't really feel that they had the right to do, whether you knew it was right or wrong, but you don't feel they had the right to do?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's common in our community. It's extremely common. And so as Brother Dr. Edward James was saying, them lights come on behind us, they could be 2 cars back, and our heart stops. You know, we're like, oh man, you know, you're looking around, I got my seatbelt on, you know, you're doing all that stuff. Because you have that programmed in you to think that you did something wrong, to think that they're coming after you. And maybe they are. So simple basic things, they pull you over, you pull over, roll down your window enough to talk, give them your license, registration, and an insurance card, and kind of take it from there. Don't necessarily be antagonistic with them, but you can and you have the right to ask, why did you pull me over? You know, what did I do wrong? And if they're going to give you, say, a speeding ticket, I've done this before too. If they're going to give you a speeding ticket, ask them how fast you were going, and then ask to see their speedometer thing, the gun that they time you with. If they don't have that, now they know how fast you were going. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, those are basic things. And if they don't have that, if they have it, they have to show it to you. If they don't show it to you, I would not fight it. I'd go to court. Okay, well, I'll see you. You know, it's nighttime, so I know you work the night shift. I'll see you at 9 a.m. at whatever date you gave me to go to court. And you're going to have to get up out of your bed and come to the court because I'm not going to take this ticket. You know, now, when you take the ticket and you sign it, whatever, that's not admitting any guilt. That's something you have to do to identify that you received the ticket. But do not be scared to fight a ticket. Go to court, go in that morning and just say, no, I wasn't going that fast. And he must have, maybe he clocked somebody else, or I asked to see the clock, he wouldn't show it to me, and I don't think I was going that fast. And you'll be surprised how many times the police officers do not show up. They're not getting paid for it. So they don't even show up and come. If they don't show up, you win by default. Simple as that. So then that's just real basic, simple stuff. When they stop you on the street, as we did this last time, I'll do it without a person, an example, whatever. When they stop you on the street, there's certain basic things that they can do. If they feel there's a reasonable threat, I don't know, in Alaska, maybe a big heavy jacket or something, you might be hiding something under it, but say it's summertime, you got on something, you're not really baggy or whatever. They can pat you down if they feel there's a reasonable threat. Maybe you have a weapon, maybe you have a gun or whatever. For my own protection, police officers, for my own protection, I'm gonna pat you down. They'll tell you that. Then they'll ask you, or maybe they may not, but they may ask you, can I search you? You mind if I search you? And a lot of times we don't have nothing to hide, and so we say, go ahead, whatever. Never. That's part of the no. No, you cannot search me. No, under no circumstances do I give you consent to search me. And if they ask you if they can search you, that probably means they don't have no reason, no evidence to have probable cause to search you. So when they ask to search you, say no. If they come to your house, here's one that people always don't even think of. When the cops come knocking on your door, whether you did nothing or not, whether your house is clean, whether you're growing 20 plants of weed, whatever may be going on in your house, you don't have to let them in. You can go to the window, and this is what I prefer to do. Go to the window and be like, can I help you? I have a two-story, I live in a two-story, so I look down like, can I help you? And yeah, we'd like to talk to you for a minute. I can hear you, go ahead, And when they start talking again, don't answer any questions. If they ask you, can we come inside? No, I'm sorry, it's cold outside, but no, you can't come inside my house. Simple and plain. And these are just basic things, because what happens is when you open the door, and cops will tell you this. If there's any cops in here, you guys probably know I'm telling the truth. If you are in here, my name is Nkrumah. I don't get intimidated by the police, and nobody in here ever should get intimidated by the police. But when they come to your house, 9 times out of 10, they can put fear and intimidation into you to get into your house. And they do that by saying, well, why won't you let me come inside? Are you hiding something? If you don't let me in, I can just go get a search warrant and come back. And if I find anything in your house, I'm taking you, your wife, your kids, I'm taking all of you to jail. And this is what they say. They literally say this to you to get inside your house. Because 9 times out of 10, people will still let them in. And even if they have something illegal going on, and the cop tells them, if I come back, I'm taking everyone to jail. And I've seen this. People will say, well, come in. Now they know that they're going, so they come in. Well, could you leave my wife and kids out of this? Whatever, this is mine. This is how people do not understand their rights, and they get intimidated and get scared, and they end up letting police in. And then you're assuming that these are honest police. And I say this over and over and over. The police lie. The police lie. And it's not against the law for the police to lie. It's against the law for you to lie to the police, or for you to lie to any government agent. It's against the law. But it's not against the law for the police to lie. So they can say whatever they can. Well, we smell weed. I'm sorry, I'll get into 1 second. They say, we smell weed in your house, Well, no, you don't. And if you do, then you're going to need to go to the warrant. You just keep saying, unless they have a warrant, you do not let police into your house for any reason. You do not know what's going on in that cop's mind. You do not know what he's bringing into your house and what he's going to find in your house once he gets inside. You just do not want to go there with them. Same thing with your car. You can say, no, you cannot search my car. No, you cannot search my trunk. And if they do, which they may do anyway, you just keep saying, I don't consent to this search. Don't interfere with it, but say you don't consent to it and make it known. And if you have any witnesses, you remember those cops' names and their badge numbers and go to the police station and complain. A lot of times people say, I don't want to complain because it's complaining from one cop to the next. It's not going to do nothing. Well, it may not do nothing immediately, but it does go on that cop's record. And when that cop goes up for a promotion, when they go and look at his record and they got 10 people came and complained about this cop doing the same thing, it don't look too good, And so sometimes, maybe, possibly, we can affect their career, Maybe not, but it's something that we need to do because it's our right to do that.